Hi, today I'm preparing for a gig. I'll play a small gig, just a support act for an artist here in a local club, and I'm just preparing the gear that I use for that today. So I decided to go with this guitar, and it might surprise you if you have watched my videos because I don't play this guitar as much, but it is my ES-335 and it's my red one. I also have a sunburst one, but I've chosen to go with the red one. I know what I'm getting when I bring this, and this has been my guitar for playing out live for a decade now, really. So I like this, and it also looks very good. You can't go wrong with the red ES-335 on stage. So this guitar has had a set of flat wounds, and because I've tried it on this guitar now to try to get used to it, but I really see that I'm not a flat wound string user, at least not for this kind of guitar. So I'll restring her now with regular round wounds. And also I will bring a small pedal board. So I have this prepared. Yeah, so it's I have a tuner. I have the Sweet Cream from Tone City, which is really Sweet Honey Overdrive from Mad Professor Clone. And it sounds very good, and it's a mini pedal, so it fits right in here with my other. I have this Trelicopter from Mooer, or however you pronounce that, Tremolo. I have this tiny spring reverb, and lastly I have a small digital delay. So that is what I'll go with for this gig, and I don't know what amp I will get because I will have to take what backline is at the venue. At least I hope there will be a tube amp, and I guess there is. This venue hosts also the blues club, but this is not a blues club. This is more of a song and poetry club. So I have a new band. It's a trio. Just me playing guitar and singing, and I have a bass player and a drummer. So we really recently started, and this gig came up and I just jumped on it because I would like to do it. And we will have it as a rehearsal for playing live with this concept. So this will be cool, and hopefully I'll be able to record some footage from the things we'll do there. And I'll give you my reactions afterwards. But now I'll just go ahead and prepare this. I'll restring this now and give her some TLC, some fretboard oil, and yeah, get new strings. And I'll have to play her a little to get the new string set. It's not tomorrow, but the day after that we'll have this gig. So fingers crossed that we will do good, and we have just had a few rehearsals, but it's starting to sound like a band now. So I'm hoping that we will do good on this job. Hello, today is the day of the gig, and I'm here because I wanted to do some changes to the setup that I said that I would bring. So I restrung the ES-335, the red one, and it's okay, but I think it needs a setup, and I'm not quite happy with how it plays. So I decided to not fiddle with that now at this point. I'll do that in good time, but I will bring my Sunburst ES-335 instead. So this is a safe workhorse to bring. I've had this also for many years, and I know what I'm getting with this. It's very comfortable to play, and yeah, sounds good. And I will also do a little change on my pedal board here. I've decided to take out that small delay that I had, and rather go with this Boss digital delay. I might also, I'm going to try it now, so I might also try the Deep Blue delay from Mad Professor, if that has a different character, and see which I will bring. The rest of it will stay as it is. I'll just try to fix them so they sit more properly. It's a bit challenging sometimes with these small mini pedals to have them fixed to this. I have this pedal train Nano. I'll plug it in and see how it sounds. All right. So I have the tuner from Boss. It's the chromatic tuner. So it also has this feature where it powers the other pedals. So they are daisy chained now, the power. Yeah, let's hear what it sounds like dry into, I'm just going into this Tweed amp now, Tweed Deluxe. So the first thing that I will add is a little bit of reverb from this tiny spring. Maybe not a little, it has a very large kind of reverb, this pedal, so it takes just a tiny amount of it before it becomes overwhelming, really. I think I'll keep it there. I might go with some Tremolo, and I have this Trelicopter thing here. Let's hear that. And I prefer to be a very slow one, and this is the slowest pattern that it has. Yeah, I think that is sufficient. I don't like it to be too noticeable. I just like it to be breathe a little life into the tones, kind of pulsating in a way. Works well for my style, I think. And then a question also I've found now, I tried it a bit before I turned on the cameras, that the sweet cream here, I'm not sure if that is the overdrive that I would go with, because I thought it sounded a bit harsh going into this Tweed amp now, and I suspect that I might get a Tweed Deluxe also at the venue. I'm not quite sure, they might just have a Hot Rod Deluxe or whatever, but if it sounds harsh here, it might also do that with that kind of amp. So here's the tones without it. At 9 o'clock it sounds like this. Maybe I have a Tomness that will fit on this board, so I would like to try that. That's usually not my go-to overdrive, but I would like to try it. I think it's more of a versatile kind of overdrive. But I have this digital delay now, the DD3 from Boss. Let's hear what that gives us. In comparison to the El Capistan from Strymon that I usually use, it's more articulate, this delay. So I hear every repeat very clearly here. So I'll try to turn down the effect just a tad. Maybe too subtle when you get in the mix with the drummer and the bass. So just adjusted it a micromillimeter. It felt like that, but it already adds, now it's too much again, I think. Okay, so the first thing I'll do, I'll try to switch out the delay, maybe also the overdrive. Okay, to not bore you with all this fiddling of mine, I've decided to go with some other pedals totally. And I've now gone with the Sweet Honey Overdrive. I removed the Tremolo to make room for the deep blue delay, and also the reverb is now the wet from Neunaber. So these are my pedals that stays on my bigger board, but I decided I need these pedals, quality pedals, so it's a different experience now, I think. So here's the clean sound from the amp, no pedals engaged. Yeah, sounds good, but it's very dry. Let's add some wet from Neunaber. Already a different experience. The tones, they live longer, and it sounds more musical, I think. And the delay, I can't understand why they can't bring them to have a slower repeat. So on the slowest, it sounds like this. And with the El Capistan from Strymon, I have this tap tempo that I can tap it to be in the beat that I play. So I'd like it to be doom, 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 but it doesn't. This is the slowest. So, but it's kind of subtle, so it will work. So I'll probably use it mostly on if I try to solo, and I will probably do that. And for that, I will also have my Sweet Honey Overdrive. It's possible that I push the Sweet Honey Overdrive on constantly. That is just the tone. This is the tone. I pushed it now, so this is with the Sweet Honey Overdrive. What happens when I dig into the strings, you'll get more of that gain from the amp or with the help of the Sweet Honey Overdrive, of course. If I do the same without it, it will sound like... With the Sweet Honey Overdrive. Yeah, it sounds very good, this. So going a bit easy, maybe turning down the volume a bit. Without the Sweet Honey Overdrive, just playing slowly. It's a bit more lifeless to me, so adding that, just add those harmonics. Yeah. I'm good. This is my pedal board that I will bring. This guitar, yeah. So it's just exciting to see which amp I'll get. Have no clue. So hopefully this is a good starting point to dial in the good tone, because I also think that the sound check that we will be able to have is a very short one, because the main artist will of course have the most of the time available for that. So maybe we'll just have to plug in and play. Hopefully not. But we'll see. All right. I hope I can manage to get some footage from the venue and the concert. So fingers crossed that we will do a good job. Okay. Wish me luck.
Skal vi gi et lite velkommen til Tor Oliver, som noen gode bandmedlemmer. Jeg har med meg Bent Michaelsen på bass. Vidar på Tremolo. If I make the move, I wonder how much pain will I leave behind. I wonder what will happen if I make the move. Well, I can't see, it will not happen. Nothing else, well, it fills my head. I probably look like a fool to everyone around. Well, I don't mind, 'cause I'm not really here. And all that I could see was all that we might be. I wonder what will happen if I make the move. I wonder how much pain will I leave behind. I wonder what will happen if I make the move. I can't see how it will happen. Noen vil ha svar. Franke har fått dør og kan være han far. Tanker veldig svirka, de vil ikke gjøre meg fred. For jeg kommer ikke av vekken, ikke av meg fra sted. Ta meg med, please, altså der hjertet slår i takt, vær med. Ta meg med, please, altså der hjertet slår i takt, vær med. Nå har jeg fått en gang, du ligner litt på tvang. Regner tok meg andre vei, kvarter de andre sprang. Når tida går på tvang, kjennes så fort. Og se det krever å observere at mørkt har blitt til grått. Ta meg med, please, altså der hjertet slår i takt, vær med. Ta meg med, please, altså der hjertet slår i takt, vær med. Kanskje finner meg boka som kan lede meg på vei. Åpner opp for muligheter og finner nye lei. Jeg gjerne ikke nå, som en lys der fremme. Nå vil jeg ikke lenger henge fast i det som var. Ta meg med, please, altså der hjertet slår i takt, vær jeg med. Ta meg med, please, altså der hjertet slår i takt, vær jeg med.
And I'm back. That was a great experience. I really enjoyed playing that concert. Just 3 songs, but it was good fun and a good experience for the band to rehearse that on stage. Yeah, I say rehearse. It was our first experience as this constellation on playing live. So that's a good way to do it. Good way to try out on a support act, if you like. So it's less fearsome. Well, I'm happy I brought this one. Good choice. It did its uttermost to make me play my best. And I'm very happy with the selection of pedals that I used. They all sounded great on that amp. And the amp, I had the offer of playing Fender Blues Junior. But then I saw there was this Fender Twin and there was some other Tweed amps also available. But I played a Twin earlier on and I was very positive about how it sounded, even on low volume. So I thought, let's give that one a try. It has very good defined bottom end in the tone, and overall it's just a great sound. And it didn't disappoint at all. It was just fab to have. I plugged into the input 2 of the normal channel and I just dialed in the equalizer and volume, and it was set to go perfectly, and it worked like a dream with my pedals. So lately I've seen Paul Stafford Cook's video on his new amp, and he has got a Tweed, a reissue of course, like this also was, and I believe it is a reissue it has. But correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, if you are watching. And I can recognize his fascination with that amp. So I would get one instantly if it wasn't for that I had to lift it myself because the sound engineer had some trouble with his back. So he asked me if I could just move it into place, and I did, of course. And it's quite a heavy amp, so there's a reason for people not using these as much as in the heydays of rock and roll. Yeah, so but a great amp, really. And this is a blackface reissue, of course. So I think I tried some silverface Fenders. I had a Vibrolux silverface, but there is something with the silverface amps that I've tried that they don't appeal that much to me as the blackface amps. Might be just my imagination or the samples that I've tried, but they sound a bit more metallic. That's the word I use. They sound a bit more metallic to me in their tone. Can't really pinpoint what it is, but all the blackface Fenders I've tried have this more warmer tone. So yeah, and this was no exception. It sounded great to me. And I hope you get an impression from the small clips that I managed to get from the concert. Unfortunately, there was one camera that the venue provided. I was capturing the whole stage with all 3 of us playing, but they lost the footage, so I couldn't get it. So I had to stick with my 2 cameras, and the camera I had to my right had flipped. I didn't bring a tripod because I hoped that I could just fix them on something, a chair or something. That's why you just see my head in the one corner there. So unfortunately my 2 band members, Bent and Vidar, they don't appear that much in the videos. So yeah, I'll have to do better next time. So the audience was great. They really cheered us on, and I really hope that we gave them something back that they could enjoy. Okay, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.
Dans med mig. Tusen takk. Takk for oss.